guys, I have David here with me. So I don't get to see David very often, and it is Saturday. Is it Saturday?
Saturday.
It's Saturday, and I'm still working almost at 8:30 p.m. at night. And I said to him, why don't you come be in my intro? Then I can actually spend some time with you. So today, I just want to let you guys know that the video is a little different this week for this budget setup. First I set it up on Google Drive, then in the Budget Mom workbook, and then what, baby? you don't know.
Then you're gonna make cookies.
Not today.
And then we're gonna go on a jog.
And then I stuffed the cash envelope. So if you want to see all that, then stick around.
Love you.
Love you. Okay, friends, we are going to start this setting up my October budget using a Google spreadsheet. I've done this for years, and I didn't do it last month, and I really felt it. I got way off track. This really helps me stay on track, so we're going to get it all set up. Now, I took a technology class 20 years ago when I was in college, and we spent a couple of days learning about using Excel spreadsheets, and that's the knowledge I'm using here. So my knowledge is pretty limited, but it's efficient and it works for me. I did try to set up a tutorial for you guys showing you how to do this as part of this video, but it ended up being 40 minutes long, and I realized, oh, that needs to be its own video. So I will do a tutorial for you guys at some point in the future for those of you who might need some help just on a very simple way to use Excel. So we're starting here with rollover, and this month we are going to roll over $587, and that was for $100 of that is for rollover, and then $487 is for our sinking funds, which I forgot to have in the spreadsheet here, and I'm going to be adding that at the end of the video. Oh, I'm just telling you the categories. I have them memorized, but so it's rollover, and then it is budget category, withdrawal, deposit, and then total. Okay, next is David's pay, and he is going to make $18.97, so I'm going to put that amount in there. Next is my Etsy income, and we're just going to estimate, it's a variable amount, but we're going to estimate what we would like to put towards our variable expenses, which is $260. Now, we might not make $260, and then we'll have to adjust our variable expenses, but that's just fine. It just gives us a place to start. So we're going to set aside $200 for food, $15 for gas, $0 for miscellaneous. We're not budgeting anything for miscellaneous, but I realize that there are expenses that come up that don't fit into any of our categories, and they need a place for us to be accountable. So I still have that category, even though we're budgeting $0 for it. So altogether, that equals $260. Now, when it comes time to actually stuff our cash envelopes with our Etsy income, if we have less than $260, my priorities are going to be our spending money first, our gas second, and then whatever's left over will go towards food, and then we'll just have to make it work. So our mortgage payment is $1337, and I'm having a hard time seeing this without my glasses. What does it say? State Farm? Okay, so State Farm was $155, but now that I have an older vehicle, my insurance is going to go down by $5 a month, bringing it down to $150. If you missed my video yesterday, I did end up selling our van, and I got an older vehicle with more mileage for a much smaller car payment, which I will share with you in a couple minutes. So now I'm going down to the next week, week 2, and I'm going to fill in all of those variable amounts again. $260 for Etsy, $200 for food, $15 for gas, $0 for miscellaneous, and $45 for spending. Okay, next we have Disney Plus, and that is $9 a month. And then we have the city bill, City of Ames, which is $274. Thanks to you guys, I finally got on budget billing with the city, and I'm so excited because now I know that it is going to be $274 every single month. That's just a huge weight off my shoulders, something I don't have to worry about or stress about. Also, I signed up for auto payments on that, so I don't have to worry about going in and paying it manually anymore. So that's a huge change and big relief for us. Okay, moving on to MetroNet. MetroNet is our cable, and that's going to be about $77. Google Fi are our cell phones, and that is $52, and Netflix is $15. We were paying $20 recently, but we've now changed that to $15. It's like a different plan, cheaper plan. So moving on to our income, we have $260 for Etsy. For YouTube, we have been averaging $250, so I'm just going to put that in. It is variable, unfortunately, but that has been a pretty solid average. And then our child tax credit is $250. That is a set amount as long as we're getting it. It stops at some point. I think it stops in December. Okay, for food, we're going to go ahead and put in our 200, our 15, our 0, and our 45 for all of our variable expenses. Now, loan number 2. It's $566 a month, but we paid ahead. We paid all the way up through November so we wouldn't have to worry about it while we were starting the business and getting everything off the ground. We also have enough in savings to cover the next 6 months, which we'd have to pay in November. I misspelled November, so I was fixing it. So my goal is to not have to dip into that savings so that we can use that money to go ahead and make another big payment to loan number 2 and in November, and then not have to pay that, not have to worry about paying that $566 every month. So that is the goal. So we're not paying it on right now, and hopefully we won't have to have it as a monthly payment for 6 more months starting in November. Student loan, we are currently paying $40 a month. So the van is now the SUV, and our payment for the van used to be $445, while our SUV payment is only $115. So that is a savings of $330 every single month. Now, it's a 5-year loan, and it's an older vehicle with high mileage. We have over 100,000 miles on it, so we really don't want to be paying a loan for 5 years. So we probably will pay it off faster, but it's nice to know that we don't have to pay more than $115 towards that category. And then the final category is energy. This is like our gas energy for our house. It's an energy company that provides gas for our house, and that's estimating on the high end $50 a month. I like to estimate on the high end so that I don't go over budget, but it's usually closer to $35 a month. Okay, now there is a 5th week in October. The cool thing about getting paid from Etsy every week is I will have money to cover those variable expenses because I'll get another check. So I'm going to go ahead and fill that information in. The way I used to get paid when I was teaching was 1 paycheck a month, no matter how many weeks there were in the month. So there were some months that had an extra week, which we didn't have money for our variable expenses for that week. So we used to do a sinking fund for those, but now I don't have to do that, which is pretty sweet. Okay, so our total, I cannot see it, you guys. That's our total bills. And, oh man, I wish I could see this. And then the other category is our total of income. And then the difference is not 1,000 something. I'm going to fix that formula in a second there. It's actually the 800 something that's on the third row there. Oh, but it's not going to be that $800 because I forgot to take out the sinking funds, which I'm going to go up and I'm going to put in just a minute here. Okay, so this is where I'm going to put in the sinking funds. So out of that 587 that we transferred over, 487 is going towards sinking funds. So I'm just going to put all that information in and fix all of the formulas, and then we will have our new total. Okay, so now you can see that if everything goes as planned, we will have $373 to roll over to next month. 100 of that will be used to pay for bills at the beginning of the month, and then the rest will be used to go towards sinking funds. But that's not all that will go towards sinking funds. Anything we don't spend in these variable categories will also go towards sinking funds, and anything above $260 from Etsy will also go towards sinking funds. And we might get to a point where we have enough in our sinking funds that we can start adding to our debt, and that is the ultimate goal here. Okay, so let's move on to the Budget by Paycheck workbook by the Budget Mom and finish off setting up our budget for October. Okay friends, now that we have our spreadsheet all set up and ready to go, let's prepare our Budget by Paycheck workbook for the upcoming month of October, and let's plan for week 1 and stuffed our cash envelopes for week 1 as well. Okay, let's jump right in. Okay, I'm going to start today by adding some decorative stickers to our calendar spread and our worksheets beyond the calendar. So I'm going to be using the pattern Sunrise, and I'm using the Budget by Paycheck full-size monthly spread for that. It comes in 3 parts. I'm also using the thick washi add-on that goes with that kit. And then in the pages that follow, I'll be using washi from the Sunrise Universal washi kit, as well as the Universal thick washi kit, all in the pattern Sunrise. I'll also be using category stickers from Cara Jo Plans, who I did talk to today, and she is going to be coming back very soon, maybe even this weekend. So I'm just going to do this part to music, and then I will be back in a little bit to share my week 1 budget with you.
You could see yourself just sitting there on my chair. I'm staring at you, you don't even notice. Should have told you straight away, you don't have to be afraid anymore. I know you haven't noticed.
Okay, so now that our planner is looking all pretty, let's go ahead and budget for week 1. Okay, so week 1 will be September 26th through October 2nd. So our income this week, we have that rollover amount from September, and I'm just going to double check, make sure I have the correct amount. $586. Then we have David's pay. He is paid once a month. He is a full-time janitor at a local elementary school, so he gets paid $18.92. And then Etsy. So in my budget here, I budgeted $260, but this is one of those weeks where we didn't make that much money in Etsy. This week, we only made $154. So we have $154 to work with. Okay, so let's add all this together and see how much that is. $26.32. And I'm just going to double check my math. $26.32. Okay, let's take a look at the bills that are coming out this month. This is our fixed expenses, so it's bills and debt. So we have our mortgage, which is $13.37. And then we have, is that right? I think it went down actually. Yep, it went down, $13.17. Then we have State Farm. This also went down because of my new vehicle, so it'll be $150. And that's it for that. So let's go down to our envelopes. So, well, here, let's calculate this first. So $13.17 plus $150, so $14.67. And we have $26.32 minus $14.67, that's $11.65. Okay, so coming down to our cash envelopes, we have $11.65 at this point. Okay, so our cash envelopes are variable expenses, so we have food, gas, miscellaneous, and spending. Those are our current cash envelopes. For food, okay, we have $154 to work with because we're only using our Etsy income to cover these. So we have $154. We're going to put $45 towards spending. That's our number one priority. So minus $45. That leaves us with $109. Now I would put $15 towards gas, but I know we don't need gas. So I'm not going to put anything towards gas, and we don't put anything towards miscellaneous, so I can put all of that to food, $109. So we're going to have $109 to spend on food this week. So altogether that will be $154. So $1165 minus $154 is $1,011, and we will stuff those envelopes in just a moment here. Okay, moving on to sinking funds. I'm going to write all the categories and how much goes in each category when we fill the sinking funds, which that video will be coming out later this week. I don't know what day at this point, but sometime this week that video will be coming out. But we're at 1,011, and I know we're going to put 486 towards sinking funds. So 100 of that is staying in our budget, and then 486 is going to sinking funds. So 1011 minus 486. That leaves us with 525. Okay, we're not going to put anything towards extra debt, so we still have 525 to roll over to help pay bills the rest of the month. Bringing our total to zero because we like to zero out our budget at the end of each week. So this is what we are working with for this week. I'm excited for this challenge. I think it's going to be good. Let's stuff those cash envelopes. Okay guys, so I noticed one mistake that I need to fix before we move on. It's one mistake that's going to affect everything. So Etsy was actually $174 because I accidentally, when I wrote this, I forgot to write, it should have been $174. $20. I took out David's 20 for some reason, and I never do that from the income. So that's going to change all of our totals. Okay friends, I have to say that it would not really be a life in envelopes budget with me without some big epic mistake. That's just the way it goes. If you've watched me for a while, you know I make lots of mistakes. Okay, now let's stuff the cash envelopes. Okay, so this binder is where I put all of my money from Etsy. The tax envelope so I stuff these once a week with my money from Etsy or YouTube, and then at the end of the month I take out the taxes and I put it in a separate savings account. And then the take-home pay we take out when we do our budget, and we distribute it between our cash envelopes. Okay, so starting with my cash envelope, I'm going to get $20. Logan is going to get $5. Food and house will get $129. So here's 50, 1, 20, 25. 26, 27, 28, 29. I'll just double count it, make sure I got that right. 51, 20, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. So we have $129 for food this week. We're not putting anything for gas, and that is it. So we are ready for the week. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, will you please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you all again next time. Bye everyone.